medical cannabis DIY. I think I got it. Allow. It's got to make me allow all this stuff.
Are you going to be broadcasting on our YouTube channel?
Well, I gotta see if I can. Yeah, it would be on ours. Hold on, I think we're. Yeah, we're live. Okay, let me get a link.
Hey, cool. We are live. I'll be damned.
Copy.
Sweet. Well.
Yeah, I'll go put this in the group. Check the link. Hold on. It looks like we're streaming though.
There we go.
Yep, I hear us. Yeah.
All right, I can see us.
All right, I'm going to paste the link. Paste. Post. All right. This is unusual.
This is really weird. Now my Bluetooth just died here.
Oh, shit.
I'm not getting any sound through my ears now.
You can't hear me right now?
I hear you through my computer, not through the Bluetooth.
Oh, well then that's okay. It's not. There's not going to be the latency. I mean, yeah, as long as it doesn't sound like it's interfering. Let's see. Let me send this to Mike real quick, and he can check it.
I can see us on YouTube.
All right, he found it. Okay. Watch the audio there, babe. So, hey, this is very cool. Hold on. Excellent connection.
Okay, did you guys get the link into the group?
I think I did, yeah. Yeah. I'm putting it in here a different way, though, too, so. Anyway.
Got it. Okay, I see us. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me see. Yeah, this is crazy.
Sandy,
hey, guys.
I see you, honey. Can you hear us?
Yay, Sandy made it.
Sandy's the first one that made it.
Yay.
Let us know if you can hear us okay.
Come on in, guys.
And we'll just go for it, you know.
We may even get some outside views, so don't talk about anything like suppositories if you don't want the world to know you take them.
Let everybody know. Who's that? There's Mark. Mark's in Florida.
Hey, Mark.
Can you hear us, buddy?
Yeah. Make sure they can. Let's see. I'm checking your audio here.
Looking for comments. I see comments. I just don't see names.
Mark and Sandy said hello, so.
I see their hellos.
This is nuts. All right, I'm gonna make a couple adjustments here so I can see.
It figures that. Oh, good. We sound fine.
Yeah.
It figures on this big broadcast for our 4th birthday anniversary celebration that Facebook would find a way to fuck us.
You know, but this is a crash course in the fact that we can get right into YouTube. Well, here's what happened. I was trying to get logged in. I had everything set up. I go onto Facebook, and there is literally no place to say start a live video or start a live stream. And I was like, what the hell? So then I thought maybe I got banned or something.
But I looked as well, and there was no way to go live or to do...
Yeah, we checked from our phones and everything because we were going to do it like really old school.
Change something today because... Well, I don't know. I mean, I've posted videos
today. I did a whole bunch of checks because of the problems we've been having, and there was everything looked like it was a go. So I don't know if they shut it down just because they have a bandwidth issue, but hey, here we are. So, and people will be able to watch this later also because I think I can set it up. It's on YouTube. Oh. So this is really exciting though because we didn't want to miss it. It's a waffle night, guys.
Necessity, mother, what do they call it? Necessity is the mother of invention.
That's right.
I mean...
Mike got it. So, he can hear it too, so he's in here.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, kudos to you for getting us broadcasting. I mean,
thank you. Well, and the last 2 broadcasts have been somewhat, I don't know, I call them a little insufferable. Yeah, and I've... Right after, I go through and I check everything on my end, and you know I've checked all my hardware, and I was just like crashing. It's some kind of latent network things. There's just a lot of different network traffic still these days, and things go down and it messes stuff up. This is my theory. So Anyway, we're here, so yay.
Well, I'm glad. I'm looking at comments. Well, hoping that more people can.
Oh, yeah.
Hit the link and cross the bridge over and see us where we are. But it is what it is. Like I said, I'm impressed that we're actually able to broadcast. So
Anywhere, yeah.
hey, let's get caught up. Man.
Sure.
What's been going on?
This weekend we just kind of got some stuff like done around here and everything, but I think we're just kind of getting into kind of a late start to the cold weather. It's been weirdly like warm and kind of icky, but not like warm in a good way, like wet and nasty, like.
It's been strange weather.
It has.
Sure.
It has. Yeah. And then there were like all those tornadoes and stuff down south. We were fine here, but it was so windy and weird and.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
We've had some crazy weather.
Yeah.
In the Midwest, but much larger than the Illinois Midwest. I mean, the entire.
Well. And that there was some like horrendous winds and stuff, and I was just, when you see that on your forecast, you're like, that could be a tornado. I mean, we're not in Tornado Alley here, but we're close enough. So.
And honestly, dramatic barometric changes and temperature changes.
They are hell on us.
Holy shit! We don't even need a tornado to have an excruciating typhoon day,
exactly,
because the barometer went to shit or something like that.
Right, right.
Coming. So
well, and it affects a lot of people with, autoimmune disorders, but anybody with any kind of nerve or muscle thing, you can just feel it like in your bones. Yeah. So sorry for all you guys having to go through that, but.
Yeah, well, many of us, lots of us are going through it.
Yeah.
To catch up, I did finish a fecal run here, I think Saturday. I even posted a little tip, I think, on Saturday. Friday, I think it was Saturday morning.
I've seen a lot of people showing interest in distillers.
Yes.
I'm thinking it's on some people's Christmas lists.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I recommend, Holly will probably say the same thing, but get one with an adjustable temperature. Yeah. You want to be able to adjust the temperature yourself.
Right, and they're usually in Celsius, so.
And don't talk about it. Don't do a lot of research online. Just go find one and buy it, because every time we talk about it.
Oh yeah.
They sell out. The price starts clicking up, and they become.
It was so funny. My first one was like $89 on eBay, and it was here in like 3 days. And after we started getting a couple of videos out and people interested, like they were like $300, $299 on Amazon, and
they went up.
Then
they got hard to buy and then expensive.
Yeah. Well, and then with the pandemic, a lot of people were probably getting them for the distiller properties of actually making something that would sanitize, and they went up again, and it was just so weird to watch. And I got nervous, like, please don't let mine break. I ordered fuses. Yeah, it was.
I know, I'm just laughing because we've watched this happen with distillers,
capsule makers,
candle warmers, capsule machines, and all kinds of.
It's crazy. It's like we have the pulse. We know the cannabis zeitgeist.
Holly and I talk every by text almost every single day. Voice to voice a few times a week in many cases, and almost always on Mondays.
Yeah. To plan for this.
What do we want to do tonight? And the phrase that came out of her mouth was, "We forget what we didn't know." I think that's how you worded it, right?
I constantly catch myself saying that. Like, I forget that I didn't know that starting out. Because, we're 4 years into this. So I've been doing this pretty much 4 years. And it's really easy. I mean, when Mike's recording me doing stuff, he always reminds, hey, is that supposed to... Oh, yeah, I should... Because I forget where we all started from.
Yeah.
So.
So... when you switch from one flower to another, which inevitably happens in the life of a patient, for me, there's always an adjustment period.
Right.
And in many cases, I don't initially like that particular strain until I've gotten used to it for a few days, and then I'm fine.
Right.
But I found myself not enjoying what I've been vaping and like a dummy, like, well, why haven't you fixed this by now?
Right.
Why haven't you fixed this? For those of you
You
that
can
didn't
fix
know
it.
you can fix it, you can.
Yeah,
So
you
I'm
totally
like,
can.
duh.
I'm actually going to pull that up right now.
I'm an asthmatic, and there are terpenes, pinene, for example, that has a bronchodilator effect in your bronchial tubes. It's
Yeah.
the terpene pinene. It's why you breathe so clearly when you're walking through pine trees.
And it's why they call it pinene. It literally has a
Pinene
pine
opens
scent.
up your bronchial tube. So I thought, I'll just put some terpenes in there and fix this stuff. And so I think Saturday or Sunday, I did another short little video of me adding terpenes to my flower jar and to my decarb unit, because I was about to decarb for some a batch of tincture that's now in the freezer.
Right.
But again, we forget what we did not know.
We really do.
Do you have? Do you want to jump into the lab report?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Actually, give me one
Jeff
second.
Potts made a post recently, very scholarly post about COAs and lab reports.
And COAs are super important anyway to kind of get. It's the certificate of authentication, and
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and put the lab report over here so they can see it.
Cool.
All right, so it's up
So
there.
when I first became a patient, and this was 2017, 2016. I'm sorry, I first became a patient in 2016. Started the group in 2017. I remember trying to read and study and do research to find strains that would help me.
Mhm.
Now, I would go into the dispensaries and say, this is my issue, this is what I deal with, this is what I need help with. Oh, try this will help with this.
Right.
This will help with that.
All right.
So, long story short, it took 6 or 8 months for me to find a strain called OG18, made by Cresco at the time, or cultivated by Cresco at the time. And it worked better than any other strain that I had ever used or tried. It hit all my buttons, and I was in love. I'd found my go-to strain. Now, as soon as I knew that, I'm also learning from people in California that you guys that are buying flower and cannabis by THC rating, you're doing it wrong. You need to be doing it by the terpene content, and you need to be smelling it before you buy it, and you need to buy it based on the smell, which is lovely advice, except
Sure.
for Illinois, you can't smell anything till you get it home.
Right. Oh, the only thing you can do though is read about the strains online.
You can read about the strains online. Once I found my strain, I asked for the lab report so I could learn why it helped me. And that's where you see upper right is going to be your cannabinoid breakdown, and then the lower left is going to be your terpene breakdown.
I'm getting it into the shot here.
Now, the saying in early teachings from California, if you're buying based on cannabinoids alone, you probably are buying it wrong, because it's the cannabinoids and the terpenes.
It really is.
It's the combination that make magic.
It really is.
And what makes magic for me and my conditions may do nothing for you and yours.
Well, and let's look at this for a minute, because it's got limonene, myrcene, linalool, pinol, and the beta-carpheline. I mean, those are some of, I think, your favorites, because like linalool is calming, pinene is a bronchodilator, as we were talking about. Limonene and myrcene are also calming when they're in the right combo, and myrcene's amazing.
Myrcene, I'm going to go on a bandwagon for just a quick second.
Oh, go ahead.
Myrcene is not only sedative, it has a sedative effect.
Right.
But what myrcene actually does is myrcene makes the blood-brain barrier in your brain more permeable,
Right.
so more cannabinoids pass through from the blood into the brain.
Right.
So myrcene makes all the cannabinoids more effective. We started learning about myrcene from mangoes, and if you want to get really high,
Eat a mango before.
Well, and that was my whole mango smoothie thing. Myrcene is in mangoes. It's one of the, but it's also in other fruits. So
and in hops.
And in hops.
That's why you can
and
get
also
sick if you drink too much beer.
right.
In the hops.
Actually, some of these craft beers have a lot of other, because different hops have other terpenes also, because they smell different. It's really, it's an interesting science when you figure out, like, you found your master terpenes that you love. Two of my favorites are actually the beta-carphenol and humulene, because those seem to help my brain injury the best and kind of help me keep things straight when I was really still messed up from the damage and everything, and your thoughts will be all over the place and you can't really keep as focused. I mean, I'll never be perfectly focused, but those two really seem to help. So
yeah, right. What I want to say is this: the terpenes themselves are the plant's scent molecules,
right?
And it's one of the things the plants use to defend against predators like infected plants and disease.
Right.
Things like that. So they have a medicinal purpose, a benefit in the plant itself, in the plant's life cycle. We've also, with some study, found crazy health benefits with single terpenes and, of course, blends of terpenes.
Mm-hmm.
For further study, I would say search hashtag terpenes, or look at the topic terpenes in the group, or look up any file in the files on terpenes.
Right. We have a bunch.
There are major files that will tell you the health benefits of certain terpenes.
Well, and you can Google them too, and there are places that'll tell you which ones are kind of calming. And, you know, if you're into a sativa and you have an indica plant that you grew or something, a lot of us grow things that we don't know exactly how they're going to turn out, and we can adjust those to better suit us. If something's a little too sativa, you could get the terpene myrcene and put it on a sterile gauze pad and put it in your bud and store it that way. And it will, the myrcene, and you could add linalool, and those will take some of the sativa down and either make it more hybrid and relaxing.
Will alter the plant's overall effect.
Yes.
So let me continue down the OG18 story, because it gets even better.
Yeah.
Or worse, if you know, from a patient perspective. So and I know we took the screen down. That particular report, I want to say it was 26 or some odd.
26 point something
percent THCA on the report.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the second or third time I had bought it, because I knew it was my strain at that point.
Right.
The first time it was 28.
Right.
And I watched it go from 28 to 26 to 24 to 23 to 22 to 20 down to 18.
I remember that.
And when it stopped being effective,
mm-hmm.
I stopped buying it. But I also remembered what I had learned about adding terpenes and doctoring the flower.
Right.
Remember the old 60 songs, if you can't be with the one you love the one you're with?
Yeah.
If you can't find your standard go-to strain, find something close and add some terpenes and make it there. Make it right.
Right.
And you can do that. It's like the $6 Million Man.
And this goes back to, we forget what we didn't know. I mean, honestly, I don't even worry about what strains I have available to me now, because I know I can alter them.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You buy what you can find.
Or grow something and make it work the way you want.
And doctor it up with terpenes after the fact.
Well, and that even goes so far as to, I don't need a 1-to-1 strain, because I can take CBD and mix it with some of my home grow that is pretty much THC and get a great 1-to-1 ratio, and even mix with terpenes to get an effect I want. Because some CBD hemp is a little bit more energizing and some is more mellow. They have strain differences also.
Well, and as patients, we're always limited. For the patients that don't grow,
mm-hmm.
you're limited to what your state's cultivators are going to provide.
Right. Well, even if you do grow, you don't know how the plants will turn out. I mean, I learned from Brian when we did the grow videos that some seeds from the same mother plant end up being different. So he grows them to see what they're going to turn out to before he really makes a a final decision about them. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I know. I remember.
Yeah, so I mean, it's fascinating. You're not stuck with what's available to you. I mean, some people don't even have dispensaries in their town. They're buying from the dude, and you don't have, you have no choices. You kind of have to take what you can get. So,
while that's true, as long as you know what terpenes will benefit your conditions, I think you and I would agree it doesn't really matter that much to strain.
No, I don't even worry about that anymore. I mean, I literally don't worry about it anymore.
With the availability of really affordable hemp, CBD and CBG, legally available anywhere now, you can make whatever ratios you want at the same time.
You can do 1:1:1 CBG, CBD, and THC. You can get some CBC in there if you can find a high enough concentration. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to do this. That's what I love about our group, though, is we're not like, well, you're going to feel better if you eat this candy bar. We're going to be like, I'm going to show you how to make a candy bar that'll make you feel better. So
yeah, I've never wanted to tell people what to do. I've always wanted I've always been willing to share what I knew how to do if someone else wanted to learn that.
I just want to tell people what's possible.
Yeah, exactly. If you wanted to do this, here's how you do it, and here's why you might consider doing it. I don't care whether you do it or not. It's completely up to you.
But those might help. I mean, we found out so much, and if you could put me 4 years ago into my brain now and say, you're going to be doing all that, I would be shocked. I wouldn't expect this.
We've learned an awful lot, and like you said, we forget what we did.
Right, we do.
I'm sitting here vaping this stuff, thinking, and I'm getting tight in my lungs. I'm like, why? Why don't I just feel it?
Right.
And so I did, and I'm telling you what, night and day difference.
Hey, I do that too. I have my little wire here for my TENS unit because I pulled some stupid muscle in my neck, probably sleeping on it funny. It has nothing to do with like stone benches I moved or buildings I scaled, but sleeping on it funny, that'll get you every time. And and I was sitting there suffering, and I'm like, why don't I get a fucking suppository for this? Like, duh, those usually at least relax the muscle.
Yep.
And ta-da, here I am. I still have the TENS unit on, but it's starting to feel a lot better.
Yeah, I think mine just shut off. I had mine on.
Yeah, I was just actually looking at my time.
Pre-show and trying to struggle to get everything set up, but having a little mini heart attack.
So we've had a few people come in. We did get asked just now if this is the new setup, and I don't know. We couldn't get on Facebook Live. They had no button to push thank you for the live.
Yeah, we don't know what happened or what changed on Facebook today.
It literally changed today. I've literally been checking this because of the problems we've had in the past.
I'm telling you what, 7:59. I said, do you want to try YouTube? And she's like, well, shit, what else? What can we do?
Yeah, I said, I'm getting the stream key now. Let me get it plugged in. I'll put a link in the group when I get it up there. Now, here's a little fun fact. I've never streamed live on YouTube, and it went down flawlessly. So maybe this will be our new home.
Well, we have been talking and planning, for a post-Facebook Live. Because we have been put down once before.
Yeah.
And I think we'd be naive to think that we're not ever going to get shut down again.
Well, and we've already been on YouTube just to keep our videos somewhere that people can easily link and see them and check them. Or if they're doing something along with the video, they can pause it and get back to it.
When I went to go have my heart procedure at Elmhurst Hospital, I couldn't eat or drink anything until after the procedure. And it was at 11 o'clock. It's 1:30, and I haven't eaten, so there's a little cafe breakfast joint right next to the hospital that we stop at.
Right.
And Serena had her DIY jacket on with the logo on the back.
Right.
And the waitress came up, and we had the nicest conversation. She was so sweet, so complimentary, gave her a card to join the group. She says, oh, yeah, but I'm not on Facebook. Are you anywhere else?
Yeah. Well, ask Ari. He joined Facebook just to get in the group.
I know.
Back when and I mean, well, and here's the thing. YouTube is a little bit more available to people sometimes too, and honestly, the tech is working a lot better.
Well,
So
let me say this. So we have an off Facebook file system. We now have an off Facebook broadcast mechanism. What we don't really have is an off Facebook accessible website for people to pose questions to. So I guess that's the third piece of the puzzle that we'll strive towards in 2022, right?
well, hey, I mean, anything's possible.
We expect to have to be on YouTube tonight, but
Well, for those of you who made it and those who will see it, we couldn't miss this chance to broadcast. I mean, this is a waffle night.
we've got some business to do today.
We do. I'm just so glad it's working because Mike said, well, you've been off a little bit in the last 2. I said, that's because the tech was doing this. I was like,
We had to quit one after 20 or 40 minutes because the sound was so
just that, well, and no, it's really distracting too when there's actually a delay in the actual live video I'm watching before it's even getting broadcast. I mean, there's several things going on here that I have to watch, and it was very confusing. So it was really, yeah, I wanted to get a good chance to like reconnect with people tonight where I wasn't watching everything slowly dissolve away to network hell. So
It's hard, yeah. It's hard to enjoy it when you're managing the process to show it.
when you're managing it, there's a problem with it. It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
flawless once I get it set up. I mean, I'm always
Yeah,
doing
and
stuff and
it's
he's
smooth.
talking to me. I'm like, hold on, I'm setting up my shots.
That's a pre-show.
Yeah, that's
I
pre-
see stuff, she's like, not.
You're
know,
trying to tell me a funny story, and I'm like, hold on.
But that's why we get on about 15 minutes early and
Yeah.
try and get things set up.
Well, that's my chance to sound check and everything. Hey, we come a long way from how we used to do this, though, because you were going to suggest that we go back to the old school where you throw a live on your phone and then kick me into it.
Those were the old days.
4 years.
Those were the old days. You know what? We gotta. I can see a question here. As from Kelly. We don't have a social media person. I would love
No.
to have a social media person.
That's
It's,
been something we've been looking for.
We are patient, helping patient, and we do what we can when we can, and none of us are social media marketing savvy.
I mean, within reason. It's not something, if that were to be all I had to do, but it's hard to shift from Facebook to, we have a Facebook public page to showcase our designs. We have Instagram. We're on Twitter, but what do we really have to say about Twitter? Hey, 420.
We have a Twitter account.
Right. But
We don't use it.
yeah, it's just not fitting to, I mean, we don't have things to say on Twitter.
And really,
necessarily.
all we really use Instagram for is to promote the group,
Yeah.
using our members' photographs of their creations.
Right.
That's basically what it is. Come and learn how to make this.
Exactly.
That's how we've employed Instagram. So, Kelly, if you're interested in volunteering,
Yeah.
send me a message. Shoot me a message. I'd love to talk about it. So we are at 8. We're at 8:29. So let's. You wanted to kind of carry on a bit with dealing with the languishing thing.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that last week.
We did.
And I think just, I had come across the article and we talked about this article. It was, the original one was in the New York Times, and it was just a short thing of the thing you're feeling right now, it's languishing, and a lot of people are going to be feeling it because we're all in a similar situation with this never-ending kind of a known-ahead thing with the pandemic. So a lot of times I was kind of feeling this too, and I was like, well, I'm not depressed. I mean, I'm literally like hanging a new closet door and painting shit, and I had energy. It wasn't like the get out of bed, like I didn't want to do anything dread of I just didn't see the point in anything. I wasn't hopeless. Everything just seemed pointless. That's languishing. Now, I saw this article, and I just thought everyone kind of knows what this is like because we're all in a similar boat. So I went ahead and shared it on my page, but I kind of thought, a lot of us in the group when this all started, I kind of thought this will be easy for me because I pretty much did lockdown because of my health for 3 years. So
Both felt that way.
yeah, and the thing is, it just the dragging on was giving me a weird feeling that it was actually unsettling because I couldn't put a name to it. So when it was named, and I read some article, said, keep doing things, keep going out, try to just get yourself back into life till you get in the habit of it. So I've made a point of at least every other day I go someplace completely different that I haven't been. I'm trying to do it every day. Even like the other day, I had to get some soil for my plants. And Mike said, well, when I get home, I'll take you. But, he gets home and it's already dark. I was like, no, I have this weird little cart I found in the dumpster. I'm going to take it up there to the hardware store and I'm going to pick up some dirt. I'm going to drag it back home. And normally not a big deal. I mean, I carry this kind of dirt in, both bags in my hands. But it had been outside in the outside part of the hardware store, so it had been rained on and then it was iced up. So I had to break the bags up so I could stick them in the cart because they were basically giant flat ice cubes. And I got a few dollars off because the bags came open. It was like, I did that. I mean, I'm still taking them, but he gave me some money off. Anyway, and I dragged them home, and home is right under a mile. So as I'm coming through the park, the wheels start to come off the carts.
With a trash bin cart.
Yeah, I've got this dumpster find
All
cart.
in significant weight.
Yeah, so I'm dragging. Yeah, it's really, really heavy, and I'm dragging them home, and the wheels start getting all wobbly because the plastic's breaking on the axle. Like, oh my god, I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna have to abandon it and carry them back one at a time. And I pull up right as the wheels are finally like last hurrah. I get to the patio. I'm like, and you know what? Doing something that stupid. I mean, it wasn't like I was in danger. Anytime I could walk back to my condo complex and get my maintenance dude on the golf cart.
I don't recall the article suggesting doing dumb things.
Well, but doing pointless things. Like, I really could have waited till Mike got home and gone and got the soil that night. It wasn't a big ordeal. But I did it just because, what the hell? I have to do something. I mean, it made me do something outside the box. It made me laugh about doing something outside the box. It was good.
I'm laughing because I heard the story earlier today, you guys.
You should have brought the cart in here.
Yeah.
It's like one of those little old lady bag lady things. It's like wire and metal.
Holly is the modern equivalent of Wonder Woman in what she decides she can do and every time she wants to fucking do it.
Like, oh, it's only 7 miles away. I can walk there. I'll be back before lunch.
It's only a solid core oak door. I can just change that myself.
Yeah, I'll just flip that. No problem.
Change the washer and dryer out. Piece of cake. What's the big deal?
Oh, Mike doesn't know the water heater broke. I changed it while he was gone.
You made my case exactly. Freaking Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He doesn't have to see all that.
Well, it was helpful to kind of identify what I was feeling as well.
Right. Putting a name to it.
You know what? Realizing, it's like an old AA thing for those of us that remember that stuff. Realizing you have a problem is the first step to solving it.
Well,
identifying it.
Identifying the problem. If you can describe something accurately, it puts it in perspective to where you really take this look at it and you go, okay, I'm not depressed. Now, in the article, it also says it is a warning sign that could be down the road. So here's what I choose to do about it. I see a bleak winter ahead as far as, everybody gets cabin fever when they live in a climate that gets a lot colder. So I'm going to be proactive now and run with this so that it's a habit, because it takes a few times to make something a habit. This would be an easy time to start. We're having kind of a mild start to the winter.
I'm so glad that you said the habit.
Right.
I hear that sound again now, just FYI.
Oh, yeah. I'm not seeing it on here, if that helps.
That's okay. Habits, for me, help me feel right with myself.
Right.
So I go to the gym 5 days a week and I walk on a treadmill for 30 minutes because I, honest to goodness, feel like I'm fighting the decay that's occurring in my spine.
Sure.
And if I stop doing that little bit of exercise, I think I'll decay faster. Now, I'm not a doctor, but it's just my mindset of how I process things.
Sure.
As long as I'm able to go to that gym 5 days a week and walk on that treadmill, you know, I've that makes me feel good about me and about life, regardless of whatever the hell else happens that day.
Exactly. Well, and that's like going to the gym as a habit. You know, a lot of people try to start, like, there's that New Year's resolution, and the gym's like super busy January because, but people don't continue this. If you make it something achievable, like, all right, I have to exercise. Otherwise, like, I won't be able to sleep. I will go stir crazy. I will do some crazy, stupid remodel that's probably not even legal. So I have to get out, and I have to burn a certain amount of energy. And seriously, it's I've come to accept that, but I resist these habits because I don't like routine. I like to be able to say I can move on the fly. I will have all this stuff done without having any kind of plan. Now, I love that, but I will admit that it makes it hard to form habits.
Yeah.
So I still do make the coffee every day, to the point where I do it mindlessly now and don't even think about it, but it's done before Mike gets home, and we don't have to think about it. I make sure that every day I walk X amount of mile. I mean, there are things that I am in the habit of doing. So, but to make a habit, you really have to do something that's possible. Don't overachieve, don't overplan it. Just something little that you can commit to. You don't have to go out and run a mile every day. You just have to go put your shoes on and go out and walk around.
You know what? If it's walking, start with 5 minutes.
Yeah. And just do it every day till it's a habit. Right.
Yeah.
And every day you will do that for 5 minutes. Maybe one day you do it for 6. Maybe you eventually get up to 16.
It's steps in the right direction. My life was governed by routines before I was disabled.
Oh yeah, you're the opposite of me.
I worked 50 hours a week in a corporate manager role. I mean, everything was pretty well prescribed for me from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. When I got disabled and couldn't work anymore, all of that structure disappeared.
Right.
And I lost a lot of purpose and self-worth. Men become what they do to earn a paycheck.
Yes. Well, no, even in American society.
I was a senior manager. I was a director.
When you meet someone, you say, hey, how you doing? The weather sucks right now. What do you do? And what do you do is usually what your job was. Right. Mm-hmm.
But it's almost, who are you? For
guys, that's the next, it's after, what's your name? What do you do? That's literally your thing.
Part of for a guy. And maybe I can't speak for women, and I don't want to sound sexist.
Well, when people ask me, I can be like, I can say a lot of things.
Side. I'm just saying, what we do is part of who I am. Mm-hmm. I teach people how to make their own cannabis medicine.
Right.
That's part of who I am now. It's my identity. And I'm proud of it.
What do you do? I tell people how to heal themselves.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
that is a good life's work, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a great life's work. It's hard not to be proud.
It is.
To say that and know that we're not exaggerating.
Well, no, but really, people ask, like, what do you do? I said, well, it's really hard to describe, but I mean, basically, I show people how to heal themselves. I teach people how to do things that heal them. And, I mean, how do you explain that who do you work for? I said, I don't. I just show people things.
The industry ask us what we do and how we
they
do
really
it.
Don't understand
it. It really tilts their brains.
I love that.
Like, so how do you get paid? You don't.
I don't.
We don't do it to get paid.
I'm not doing it to get paid. I'm the poster child for before and after.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
It's never been about getting paid. We don't do this to get paid.
Right.
We do this to help people.
Exactly.
And speaking of helping people, did we put enough of a bow on dealing with the languishing?
I think so. I just want to tell people it's not hopeless, and really just stick with it and try to find just give yourself a little different twist and just see if something interests you and sparks something, but make yourself a goal also. And my goal was to find a little twist of difference every day, and that's helping me. I hope this advice helps you.
I've been going to lunch with my best friend and some of the group members. He's in another group. You may or may not be watching tonight. On every Tuesday for probably 10 years. Yeah,
it's been the whole time I've known you.
We would, when I was working, we would go out for drinks on Tuesday nights.
Right.
But now that I'm not working, we go out for lunch, and he's retired. Thursday, a couple of us have started a new luncheon thing. I'm going to have lunch in St. Charles this Thursday with Joe Lance, assuming he's feeling up to it.
Yeah.
And if you're local to St. Charles and you'd like to come have lunch with myself and Joe Lance, you're invited. That's just another way to get us out of the house and kind of connect on a small basis and feel safe doing it.
And those, back when we had potlucks and such, people, some of you know your local people if you've been to a potluck, but it's okay in all this craziness to reach out and include some of the Cannabis into, if we have to go back into pods, make them part of your pod. My Cannabis is my pod here, the local ones, and it worked out in the bleakest times of the pandemic. It still works out today.
I think we all have people that we feel safe being around.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And if you have that, please go spend some time with them, and enjoy the best that you can, and try and get through this difficult time. I don't believe it's going to last forever, but I can't tell you when it's going to end. I'm in the same boat as everyone else.
And it may never be like some end. We may just phase in to where, I was looking for like one day we're all out in the streets like the freaking thing after the war was over, and, nurses are kissing fucking soldiers, but it's not going to be that. So this might just be the way we adjust, and it's just going to change one way or the other, so embrace the change and make it your own.
Yes.
Now, before we go any further, I do want to say something to anyone who may be joining us, since we are on YouTube tonight for the first time, that isn't in the group. I posted in the comments a link to our group on Facebook, and you are welcome to join.
Because we could actually have people watching.
Because we could have people watching who aren't in the Cannabis.
Aren't in the group yet.
So if you're not, look for my post. It's basically the only one I've done so far. That is a link to our Facebook group.
It's highlighted in yellow. Yeah,
well, it is for you and me because we have access to this, our Facebook page or our YouTube page. God, that's gonna get weird to say. You can see I'm already thinking that this is their future.
I know.
But
so we have to change gears.
Yes, before we change gears though, I wanted to say anyone who's joining us that isn't in the group, this is us, and we're about to do a big waffle drawing, we call it. And you're gonna find out why you should have been in the group.
Yeah, we started doing waffles way back early in the group because Boundless was our second partner, and their initial discount with us
was very nice.
Was 50% off all their units. So we actually were buying units and then doing waffles or raffles. You can't do raffles on Facebook.
We call them waffles.
We called them waffles because
which led to a lot of fun graphics and memes.
Oh shit! Yeah, they weren't smart enough to pick that. Anyway, so we would take $5 entries And we were getting a lot of equipment, and we were just using the money to pay the shipping to get the stuff back. Or
right.
if it's a half price vaporizer, cover the expenses and shipping and give it the damn thing away.
Right.
So,
and we had some donations start showing up.
We did it a bunch. Oh my God, we've done tons of waffles.
Oh, we needed excuses to have one. Sometimes we didn't even have excuses.
So nowadays we do them twice a year, and we do them based on things our partners have offered or donated for that very purpose.
Right.
So at 420, we always try and do a celebration of 420.
Because that's our Christmas.
It's like the stoners, the patient's Christmas, whatever. And we do it on our birthday. And so a month or so back, I reached out to a handful of partners. I did not reach out to all of our partners. I reached out to the big five, or whatever you might call it, the big 10. And we had 3 companies immediately say, yes, absolutely, we'll be glad to donate something. And so that's what we're about to do. That's why I'm wearing my Boundless Technology t-shirt tonight, because the second item prize package that we're going to give away is a Boundless Terra vaporizer and Herp Pen combination. The number one, the first prize that we're going to give is an Ardent Flex decarboxylation unit.
Now, Ardent has been with us for a long time too, helping our members get good deals.
Our first partner.
Yes. Well, and Ardent is somewhat important in a lot of everything that we actually make for ourselves. I mean, a lot of people have Ardents.
I'll tell you why Ardent is important to me.
Okay.
As a patient, and I don't care whether you buy one or don't buy one. This is because
I don't have one.
Okay. I used my oven to decarb a big batch of keef that it had taken me like 6 months to a year to accumulate.
Right.
And I wrapped it in the foil. I did all the YouTube research. I put it in the oven. I did the thing. I took it out and it was almost black. And then I got a magic butter machine that came with a magic butter decarb box.
Yeah.
And I checked the damn oven temperature and it was 60 degrees too hot.
Right. So your oven is not reliable to be a decarbing device. Now mine, on the other hand, and this is why I don't have an Ardent, mine's within 10 degrees.
Yeah.
So I haven't bought one, and I do live in a condo, so it's apartment style, but my window is right by the oven if I have to blow the smell out, and I mean, I'm okay. But if I needed one, I would totally get one. They are awesome devices.
You understand how an oven works, and you knew to calibrate it to make sure that 240 is effing 240.
Why did I know to calibrate it?
Because I fucked up a bunch of keys.
Because I was in the group and we talk about that. In fact, I have a thermometer that is often in my oven if I'm going to do anything weird. Now, I will admit, when I go above 400, mine gets more inaccurate, but at 240, it really never falters many degrees. So, Ardent, if I had issues with my oven, I would totally have one.
Well, the Ardent was $210 when I bought one.
Right.
And our discount is $45 off. So it was $165, let's say.
Makes it really affordable.
I couldn't afford to waste $250 of flour.
Exactly.
Because I was buying ounces of popcorn bud. OG
exactly.
So I couldn't afford to waste that $250. So for $165, I knew I would always get a perfect decarb.
Right.
That's the option I chose, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
You know, when the Flex came out, and I think it's $349.
Now, yeah, something like that.
There was a huge discount to get one first and beta test it, which I did, and they actually replaced that one under the beta test. I got a new one, but I use that one, and I love it as well. we are giving away the Flex. The
right.
big one will take
The
4
Flex.
ounces at a time.
Yeah, the Flex does more, and it has a couple button options so that you could do CBD and THC.
It has a THCA button. It's called A, and it has a CBD or CBD button, which is called B.
It's easy to remember.
And it has a third button that's called Infuse, and a fourth button called Bake. Ardent actually makes a muffin kit that you can make and put in a little muffin dish and drop it in the Ardent and just hit the button and walk away and make muffins or little mini cakes.
Yeah, those are cute too. But you can also infuse in that Ardent.
Yes, you can.
And they have a really nice French press looking device.
You had to go there, didn't you?
I had to. Come on, they took that from me.
Oh my God, I can't believe you actually said it tonight. You actually said it.
That was mine. I have French presses all over the house. Come on.
So real talk, you guys. Ha, 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 ha.
Well, let's go back to the distiller and the capsule machine.
Our ardent employee members aren't watching.
Anyway, hey, I'm fine with it. It works.
Anyway, we were doing a live stream one night, and she's like, I just discovered using my French press, and so she was doing oil and using her French press to do a filter process. And we did this live stream one night, and I know that there's at least 2 Ardent employees in the group.
I'm going to grab my French press.
It is, it's fine. Within a month, they had a new product. And it's basically that for your Ardent.
It's this little filter thing.
Called the infusion press.
Goes in your Ardent. So
now,
anyway.
If you think I'm kidding, go to their website and look it up. They sent it to me to test it out, and I tested it. I'm like, eh.
You don't have a French press, though.
I ended up giving it to one of our members. Mark McGuire's got it now.
Anyway, I'm really glad they did that because
that's the French press story, you guys.
It's a good idea. I'm glad they did it. So
we are giving away the Ardent Flex, the large unit, the more expensive unit, with the infusion sleeve that you could use with it. So
right.
It's a silicone infusion sleeve that you just drop in.
It fits inside the cylinder that is the Ardent. Yeah. Now we have another prize too, and that is hemp.
A surprise prize? Well, no,
just regular.
We've
prize.
got the regular. High Hopes Farm has
There's no surprises here.
She rolls her eyes at me. High Hopes Farm announces CBD and announces CBG.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, and that will be shipped to you.
There are no surprises.
There are no surprises.
Ignore that man behind the green screen.
Yeah. Anyway, for all those who might not be in the group and have never seen, we have a wheel and we're going to draw. And I guess the first prize we'll give away is the Ardent because that was our first sponsor.
Our first partner.
Right.
Now, as we do this, please, I said when I posted the contest rules, if you win, we do want you to send a selfie with your prize.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We want to thank the donator, the sponsor. We want to thank the partner that donated it. And we will put it up on Instagram. And
if you're cool with that. And you don't have to be in the picture. It's not like you have to hold it up, but you can take a picture of it and say something exciting.
You can do it without your face if you don't want your face in it. But
right. Do what you're comfortable with.
Because,
right.
We love you guys.
But we're cool with understanding because it is cannabis.
Yeah, don't jeopardize your privacy if you're concerned about that.
Right.
That you always have the right to protect yourself.
Yes, we're big on that. So
I get that. If you're working and I don't want to get yourself in trouble.
Right.
So
I'm going to put the wheel up here. Okay, so we have a wheel, and I put all your names in it because we had hashtags this whole last month, basically. And the cutoff was today at noon, and I got everybody in after that. And so
the comments on the post.
I'm going to transition to the picture of the wheel before I click on it here to spin it. And I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see what we're doing.
Sweet.
All right, so I'm going to get we're up there too, so I'm just going to stick us down there so we can see what's happening. All right.
I just want to watch the drawing. Just want to watch the wheel spinning.
Right. Well, here we go. How does it go? Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah, this is the Wheel of Fortune, you guys.
Wheel of Fortune!
This is for the Ardent Flex and the infusion sleeve that goes with it. If you can, we need you to send me your name and shipping address as soon as possible.
Yay, Jen, you won!
Jen Isert, and I hope I pronounced your last name correctly.
Yeah, because that could be... You have won an Ardent Flex.
Send us your name and your shipping address. You can send it privately to me or Holly, and I will transfer that to Ardent and get that shipping started.
I'm writing it down right now, so
Jen,
we can reach out to her.
Congratulations.
Woohoo! All right.
I don't already have one of those.
The next prize we're going to give away, she asked for it because we had hashtags.
I did that specifically.
Yes.
Well, maybe we got the right things to the right people. That was my hope.
Oh, I know we did because I set this tech up. So, okay, the next one is the Boundless Package. Do you want to tell a little bit about what's in it?
The Boundless Terra is their top-of-the-line vaporizer.
Flagship dry herb vape.
It has the removable batteries, and it is also going to come with a terp pen, which is great for concentrates.
Mm-hmm.
So when your name is drawn, please send us your name and shipping address in a private message so we can get this out to you.
I'm going to go ahead and hit go on this one because we're going to see who wins.
I'd like to get these by Christmas if possible.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. Wheel of Waffles.
Oh, Steve! Steve, you have won the Boundless Package.
The Boundless Package of
Good job.
And a terp pen. Congratulations.
So, all right, I'm going to write down Steve Vaughn here. Yay. Go, Steve. All right, now, our next prize will be the High Hopes Package, and that is an ounce of CBD and an ounce of CBG. And High Hopes is here in Illinois.
They're in Marengo, Illinois.
And they have great products. I use their CBG. I used it today, actually. So I have the avocado oil right here in front of me that I made. Woohoo! All right, so this is for hemp. Who's going to win the hemp? Andy, you have won the hemp.
Congratulations, Andy.
Congratulations, Andy. We'll get High Hopes to send that out to you.
Mailing address and your name to myself or Holly, and we'll get that out to you. And so that's it, right, Holly?
Well, actually, because you kind of preempted the surprise hemp, we had a great guy actually come to us with a lot of hemp. Greenway Industries, actually one of our group members, Enid, was actually introduced me to her brother.
Right, that's her brother.
And he has a ton of hemp, and I put together a Greenway hemp package that I am going to send out to anyone who would like it. And we also have discounts for him in our group, and you can get pounds, like 3 pounds for $200. So if you want to experiment with, doing a whole bunch of stuff with hemp shake, this is the way to go, because this is how I learned everything. So
how much is in this package that you're about to draw the wheel for?
Well, whoever wins, I will be happy to kind of customize a smokable and because there's a smokable hemp, and then there's the hemp shake that they would like to cook with, experiment with, infuse, make tincture out of. And I will work with them to pick out what they want.
Okay, do we know how much hemp they're going to get?
Well, a couple ounces, for sure.
Okay, all right.
If not more, I mean, hold on.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, several ounces of all kinds of fun.
That's all I care about.
So this is like a grand secret prize that I just wanted to throw in for everybody. So
yeah, I ruined the surprise earlier. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's still, hey, another Holly. Yay! You are going to have a butt ton of hemp sent to you.
from Denex Industries, right?
From Greenway Industries out of Oregon, and I'm actually going to put the price package together. So Holly Merson, go ahead and contact me with your address, and I will ship you whatever you're comfortable with receiving. So
she'll put it together for you.
I'll put it together for you. That's what I'm saying.
Congratulations to all of our winners.
Heck yeah!
Please reach out as soon as you can in a private message, so that we can take your shipping information and get it to our partners. Holly is going to work with you this last drawing, Holly.
Yes.
Holly's going to work together.
Yeah, the Hollies will work together, and I'll reach out to her actually soon. So
it is one of the big joys that I think Holly and I get doing the group is being able to give stuff away to people.
It is. You know what? It's like it's an open invitation to try something new sometimes. I think sometimes when we've given away hemp, people have been afraid to buy it because it is intimidating. I mean, going back to what we didn't know, sometimes, buying a vaporizer, you look at them and you hear like, well, don't buy the $19.99 one on eBay. But do I need the $400 one? I mean, it's scary. So when you get a chance to try these products, I think that's a wonderful opportunity. And I'm really excited that you asked to show pictures, but share experiences too. If you get something and you love it, tell us about it.
Exactly.
That's how I found out about the seahorse.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
This is my third seahorse. So... we're at 9:01.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some a second for last thoughts.
Well, I mean, it's been 4 years, and this is our first YouTube broadcast. So if you're joining us from outside the group, come join the group. Find that. Come see us. But I mean, what a great 4 years, we had 4 prizes that that they were happy to give us to give to you guys.
They were glad to donate, guys.
So the people who work with us and partner with us, they really know how much you guys appreciate this stuff. But also, I really appreciate them for giving us a chance to have a discounted product so we can try these things. It's really hard to be a medical patient sometimes, and anything we can do to help you, we want to do that.
That's exactly the point. We exist because of the difficulties that I experienced as a new patient, and it took me almost...
It was your inspiration.
It was almost a year, because it was almost 2 years for me to get my disability approved. So,
and I'm sure a lot of people could say how long and brutal that process is.
I had a year of being a patient with no income. So I know how difficult the cannabis program is for many of us. Mm-hmm. And that's why this was born, and that's why this has become my purpose, is to help medical cannabis patients make their own medicine and save money.
Well, and saving money, that's an important part. I have a weird situation where I was paying off, we were paying 2/3 of our income into medical bills every month. And I really literally had, the last month before my card got approved, where I wrote the last check or whatever, direct deposit, whatever the fuck it was. And so I was used to just shelling out buku bucks. And when I started going to the dispensary, I shelled out buku bucks to try things, to see what would work, because this was my last desperate attempt. I'd gone every other medical route, and nothing had helped me substantially or much at all. So I was used to doing that, but these days I don't have to shell out that. And it's because I know how to effectively medicate myself.
You've learned how to grow and effectively create and
make my OG18 if that's all I can find or afford. So, I mean, literally, it's not only saved my life, it's saved me money. So, if one is not important to you, maybe the other is. But
I'm liking both.
Right. And so, this can you can be more effective with how you get relief from this stuff with these tips that we have all learned. We forget what we didn't know, but oh my gosh, with this knowledge, and everyone can have it. So
that's why we exist.
That's why we do this.
We love you guys so much.
Happy 4 years, guys. For those of you who've been here this whole time too, and I know you're out there.
I've said this on more than one occasion that this group is kind of like the change disc at 7-Eleven. Cents short, you just throw a few cents in. If you need something, you take something out of it.
Right.
That's how we operate. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
And it's cool to do that because we need help. It's expensive being a cannabis patient.
Well, and it's not always like this is readily available. It's not like, not
an easy life.
Well, we're better than Google, but there's somebody to reach out to help.
Right. Because
who knows what to even ask sometimes. It's like, I got this. What do you do? That's what we do.
Yeah, the community here exists because we need it to exist. It helps all of us. So, guys, 906. We love
Thanks
you.
for being with us. Congratulations, winners.
Our 4-year anniversary broadcast, our first broadcast on YouTube. Man, love you guys. See you next week. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that too. It's happening before our next live stream.
Bye for now.
Bye, guys.